work as a teacher for Westminster Adult Education Service, and today I'd like to introduce the first part of our series of 3 videos on post-production. We will cover selection tools, adjustments, and introduce color in Photoshop. So first we like to open, as usual, our image in Photoshop, and we pick from the toolbar, we pick the magic wand. The cursor will change into a magic wand as seen here, so you know exactly where to point the area you want to select. Please look at the top menu bar. You have several options here. The first one is one selection, and the next one is add a selection, which I explain later. The tolerance field sets the range when sampling a color, which means the radius around your set cursor will be selected. So if I would click here and have a tolerance field, which I can change like this, and I select something around the 50 pixel mark, I go in here and nearly everything is selected. When you click the second of these little windows, you add a selection, which means you can go in more than once and fine-tune your selection. So now we've got everything selected but our person, and we can start changing her background. She was photographed in front of a wall, which doesn't give a really nice background. It's just a plain background. And this is what we call post-production in digital photography. We can change parts of the image later in Photoshop. Here we like to go to change it to white. That's our foreground color, which we can change here from foreground to background color. The one color which is in the front, which is called foreground color, which is the one we can use. We go to the brush, our brush tool. Our brush tool is at the moment 145 pixels. We can increase that or we can make it smaller. Hardness means that the edges might be fuzzy or really sharp in contrast. If we go into our image now and click and take the color which we took on from the foreground color, we can go in and make our background white. And you see, it's not important where the brush is in terms of painting over our person in the foreground, because she's kept safe, she's not selected by our selection tool. Okay, that's it. And we go to select, deselect, and please keep in mind there are shortcuts here as well. So you can go to the Apple D button, and in combination that deselects your color. So here we are. This is our deselection, which is our reference that the color we introduced has been applied. And the next is to save this, and to save our changes, and I call this selection background 1. Change this to the desktop, and as usual we can change the format to different file formats, but we keep this one as a JPEG. Say save. Our JPEG options would allow us to create a larger file or a smaller file. We stay with a large file. Say OK. And as usual, our selection background title has been changed to not selection background original, but selection background 1, the first stage of our post-production. Please try and change some backgrounds with the selection tool. And this is it for now. The next part will cover selection tools like the different lassos and more of color changing. Thank you. See you later.